Okay, welcome to part 2 of the TikTok revision tutorial. We are going to continue on with what we were doing in the last one. One thing that we needed to do here, real quick here, take a look at something, okay, is that I believe, so in the last one I forgot to go ahead and set the URL for the TechPlay video widget here. So we can go ahead and do that, our variable in our video feed document, and we can grab the video URL there. So just want to make sure that we get that set so that we're actually pulling videos in. Otherwise this would be a waste of time. Okay, so that's taken care of. Next thing that we want to do, and go ahead and take care of this, is drop some columns in here so we can put a count for these items. So I'm going to just pull a column over real quick and move this in there. And then drop another one here, do the same thing. Like that. Okay. And now let's go to this column, put a text widget in there, and down the line here. Alright, so we want to make sure this is visible, so let's make that white. And we're going to make quite a bit smaller. Whoops. A little too small, I do believe. Okay. Alright, so we can go ahead and set this one. These two will be set here in a little bit. So we'll go up here to our text variable, to our video feed document, and we'll grab our likes, list of users, and do number of items, and number format, compact, and 0 as our default variable. Alright, and then we'll come back and set those in a little bit. Let's also go ahead and set our toggle icon here. So we're going to go to our value first for our state that it's in, whether it's toggled or not toggled. Go to the video feed document, likes, and list contains item, and we'll choose our authenticated user. And then we want to go ahead and set the action on that. So we'll do conditional action first. We'll go here to our video, likes, list contains item, authenticated user, user reference. And if that is true, that the list does contain that, the authenticated user, then we'll update the document, the video feed document, reference, and we'll go to the likes, remove from set the authenticated user, and then copy that, paste it, and then just change this to add to set. Terminate. Alright, so that's taken care of. That's good to go there. Alright, so got all of that taken care of. So I think let's go ahead and start working on our comments widget here. So for that, we are going to do a bottom sheet. And I'm just going to use one of these pre-mades and then just kind of strip it down for what I need. So let's use my theme, and we'll just label this comments. Now I'm going to go ahead and set this. I'm working with my full width here. I'm going to grab this bottom sheet and throw it down to the bottom. And let's see here. Oof. All right. go ahead and delete that first. Okay. All right. So this bottom one here, what we want to do first with this one, we're actually going to apply a few different things here. First of all, let's go ahead and set this. Okay, yeah, that'll work. Okay, and I want to, there's no elevation, so that's good. I want to get rid of our shadow. And then the height for this, I'm going to set it as percentage. I'm going to set it to 80%. And then I'm actually going to clear the color and make that transparent. Alright, and now I'm going to add another container here inside of this container. Okay, it's taking up to full height here. So we want to make some adjustments to that real quick. First of all, the height, I'm going to do percentage and do it at 60%, and then width be infinite. So as I mentioned, I believe in the last tutorial, once we add text fields here, when you tap into the text field to add a comment, it's going to push this bottom sheet all the way to the top of the screen. And that's just something that happens inside of FlutterFlow. If you build a custom bottom sheet from custom code, you can modify that so it doesn't do that. But we're obviously working with what FlutterFlow has here. And in TikTok, that doesn't happen. The bottom sheet comment section does not go all the way to the top of the screen. You can still see part of the video in the background. So we want to mimic the same thing here. So what we're going to do to prevent that thing from shooting up is we're going to set a top padding on it, and you can adjust this to however high you want it to be, but I'm going to do 225. So that'll leave me a space of 225. So this will push up some when we go into entering a comment, but it'll still leave this amount of space here. So I find that that's pretty ideal for what we're wanting. And let's see, I do want to set this alignment, just keep us planted down here at the bottom. And now we can start working on filling this stuff out in here. Zoom this thing out a little bit. Okay. Alright, so what I want to do then, my next step inside of this container is I'm just going to go ahead and add a stack. You know what, before we even continue forward with that, let's pass our video ID variable over. Do it with the entire column here. Nah, let's just do it with the button. Alright, so we'll add an action and we will go to widget UI, show the bottom sheet, and select our bottom sheet, our comments. And then for our height, just leave that empty for now. I am going to enable safe area and enable drag as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and pass this. We'll leave it as required. I'm going to go ahead and pass the creator reference as well. Might come in handy. Okay, that's good to go now. So let's go back to our comments. And then let's go ahead and set this to be our reference point to that document that we just passed in. So let's go up here. I'm going to do document from reference and user, or not users, video feed, and grab that right there. Okay. All right. Now we're good. Move on here. Okay, so we've got our stack in here, so the next thing that I'm going to go ahead and add is I'm going to put a column in here. I'm going to go ahead and center that thing. And then I'm going to do some padding. We'll probably adjust this as we go along. But on the top side, I'm going to do 14. Left and right, I'll do 14 as well. And then on the bottom, I'm going to set it to 74 for the time being. And again, we'll adjust this as we need to. And we do want to leave all that expanded, and that's set correctly. And we'll leave scrollable turned off. Alright, so let's go ahead and in our column put a row. And then I'm going to, let's see here, let's add text. Okay. And then we're going to add an icon. Okay, looks good there. And then let's see here. We'll get to that in just a second. I'm going to put a divider here. Okay. All right. Now, let's see here where I'm at. Let's go ahead into our column. Alright, so we're going to add another container inside of that column. Drop it in there. And so it's width to infinite. And we're going to do its height. Let's go for 325 for the time being. And I'm just going to leave it like that. All right, so now we're going to start kind of getting into the weeds of this thing. So next up that you want to put in here is we're going to go ahead and drop a list view into our container. And I believe that we need to go create a comments. So I don't think we did that. So let's go over here and create, and that will be a sub-collection of the video feed. Okay. All right, so we'll start with that. All right, let's go ahead and build this out real quick. So the next thing that I'm going to do into my list view here is I'm going to go ahead and drop another container in there. Let's set this to infinite, and we're going to clear out the height on it. We don't want any height in there because we want it to be able to expand freely. Leave the background color as white. There's really no point in adding anything else to that. We will set our children to center and do a padding of 4 on the bottom. Alright, and now in that container, let's go ahead and add a column. Okay. Okay. All right, and then let's do another column inside that column. And then inside the column that we just created here, let's do a row. All right, and then in that row, first of all, we're going to pad it by 6 from the left side and 6 from the top. Leave everything else the way it is. And then we're going to put a circle image in here. And we'll do a diameter of 40. And then inside this row, I'll put another column. And we're going to move that over. Let's do it by 6, I think. Be adequate. And then let's do a row. Just leave that. Let's do text. And then let's actually let me do it. Okay. Actually grab some more text and drop it in right beside it in that row. And then highlight that row and yeah, that's right. I can't duplicate. It's pushed out of the way. Thanks, FlutterFlow. Come on now. All right. Let's go over here to widget tree. Go to that column that's containing these. And go ahead and add another row underneath and make sure that this column is aligned to the left here. And then in that bottom row, we can add some more text. Okay. Alright, so that should be good there. So we'll come back and fill out all of these things in just a moment. Okay. Collapse that. Alright, so now in this column right here, encompassing all that, so we can collapse that down. So this column here, let's go ahead and add another row. I've got a row down underneath here. And let's inset that on the left by 12 and on the right by 12. And then let's go ahead and drop another row inside of that row. And we're going to bring that in by 42. And we'll leave the right side just the way it is. Alright, so we've got the row there. And then out here in this row, we want to go ahead and put a toggle icon. And then out beside it, make sure we're in the right one here, put text. And in this row, we'll let that expand all the way out, push that out to the side like that. Okay. And then we can put text here, still can't duplicate, and text like that. Alright. So hopefully you're sticking with me on this. It can get a little tedious trying to get all these things in place here. Okay. Make sure we got it all. All right. So now let's go back up to our main column here. Go ahead and add in a container. Put it down so main column is encompassing all of this. And we want to go ahead and set the width. We'll do infinite and get rid of the height completely. Leave it empty. Now inside of that container, go ahead and put an expandable. And in the header, be this right here. I'm going to make that quite a bit smaller, obviously, so let's take that down to like 12. And turn that to normal. And then I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this text here, this preview text. And then the container that was containing the preview text. Yeah. So it leaves this collapsed view gap here, which I believe will stay. I don't think it'll always have that gap, so what you actually want to do is leave that container inside the collapsed view and then just take away the height so that it reduces that collapsed view to basically nothing, because we don't want that there. And of course set the width on that container to infinite. and that'll keep it out of our way. And now let's go down here to expanded view, and get rid of, I hate that it's all cut off up there at the top, it drives me nuts. Alright, so let's expanded view here. And then in our expanded view, let's go ahead and get rid of that. And let's drop a container in here. Expanded view. We want this. Let's see here. Should be moved over. Well, let's see here. Let's see what's going on here. Here, yeah. I was missing it somewhere, so we want to move that over. So this is the container. Let's see, like, why do I have two containers in here? That's not right. Huh. How'd that happen? I don't recall putting two containers in there. That's strange. Get rid of one of those, put our expandable back in there. That should be right. Yeah. Oh, okay, I see. It's for the, okay. It's for the expandable. Alright. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. So, let's bump this over. I'm going to do 54 on the left side and 12 on the right. Just don't really understand why I have that and haven't had it before. It's strange. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Alright, so make sure that you set that height to empty. That wasn't always there, so it's kind of got me a little confused, but alright. Okay, so now we should be good here. So we do want to set this container to infinite. And of course its height has to be empty. And then in that container, we are going to place a list view. And then we're going to place a column. And let's do a padding on the bottom of 4. then let's do a row inside that column. And then we're going to add another circle image. Make it smaller than this one up here. That one's 40. I think 30 will be fine. Let's see here. Let's set padding on our row 6 and 6. And then we want to, in that row, we want to add a column again. The padding of 6 on the left side. And basically just kind of repeating what we did before up top. So we do text. Of course we want to grab, let's go back into that column there. Make sure we're aligned to the left. I still can't do that. And then let's do row, and in that row, let's do text. Okay. And now let's go here to our column, and not that column, this column, and add a row there, and set top padding of 6 and 12 and 12. Okay. And then the main axis alignment we'll do to the right, and we're going to put just a text field in there. Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. Okay. So there we go. I know that was kind of confusing. There's a lot of stuff going on through here, and I'll go ahead and tell you that when I was figuring this out and the best way to make this work so that it would actually work and I wouldn't have a bunch of issues with it, was very, very challenging. Took me a little while to figure out the best method. I tried several different ways to do this. Obviously the expandable was a given. I needed to do it that way, but how to make all these things work together correctly was not was not an easy task. Not gonna lie. So if you need to watch me do that over and over and over again to understand exactly what I just did, I understand completely, because there's quite a bit going on in this one little space. But now we can actually start doing something with it here. So let's go to our first list view. That'll be a good place to start. It's going to be this main one, and that's actually where we're going to generate our comments for this video. So go ahead and do backend query, and we'll query collection, and we'll do the comments. The value source, the parent, would be from variable, which would be the video feed document reference here. Just grab it from there. A list of documents. I don't think there's anything in here we need to do now. And I'm going to order by date decreasing. Alright, so now you can see that we've got something going on here. It kind of makes a little bit more sense now that we've got a feed. And this list view is what we're scrolling against, so you don't want to assign any scrolling to your columns or anything like that. We're going to use the list view itself as the primary scroller here. Okay, so that's taken care of. So let's go ahead and get our other stuff taken care of here. All right, so let's go down. I think I want to do it here. Let's go to this column, just encapsulating this part of the comment. And then we're going to do just a reference on that to get the comment creator's information. Oops. So the created by. So now we can go ahead and plug in. Oh, come on. User document photo. And then we can go here. And we can grab their username, display name. Probably do that as semi-bold. And then this little section over here, what I was doing with that is doing OP for original poster. Make that pretty small. I do want to move it off of that some, so smaller than that, and make it maybe blue. And then of course the row containing that, set the alignment up like that. But we only want to show this if this individual is the person that created the video. So we'll do a conditional on it, and we'll do single condition, the user reference is equal to the creator reference here. So if they are the ones that uploaded the video, then that little OP will show up there, otherwise it'll be invisible. And then here, which would be our comments, let's go ahead and drop it down slightly and give it a little padding out there to the right. And I'm going to make this 12, make it a little bit smaller. And then I'm going to set that to the actual comment right here. And then of course, expand it. Oops. Sorry. Forgot that I was encapsulated in a column, so I actually want to expand my column. There we go. Good to go now. Okay. All right, so that's all good to go there. So this right here, I'm going to make that quite a bit smaller. I'll do like 11. And that's going to be our date of when the comment was posted. So we'll go here, we'll go to our date and date time format. And I'm going to do relative and abbreviated relative. And then let's go over here. I'm going to set a left padding of 12. And I'm just going to change this to reply. Make it medium. Yeah, let's make it semi-bold. Okay. All right. And then this, of course, is a like button, so we want to take care of that real quick. Make it a little smaller, so I'm going to do 22 and 22. Actually, just going to leave that the way it is, but change this. And then, of course, we want to change it to a heart. And now now we just want to check this off. So we'll go to likes, contains auth user, and then we do our conditional here. Alright, that's all good to go. And then of course we want to get our likes count over here. Alright, so that's good to go. So, now let's move on down here. So the next thing that we want to add in here, we need to take care of the information here in our header. I believe that's in our header. Yeah. So, let's see here. So we need to set up our subcomments reference. So I guess let's go ahead and do that. Okay. So let's go ahead and create, which we could just duplicate this really. And we'll just call it subcomments. And it is a sub-collection of the video feed. It's not going to have any likes. I'm going to go that in depth with it. But we are going to do, let's see here, we're going to do vid main comment reference, which will be to our vid comments. And then we're going to do apply to user reference. And then back up here in our vid comments, we do need to grab subcomments reference, which will be a list of our subcomments here. And go ahead and add a couple more fields in here. Has replies. And let's do all right. So moving on, let's go back over here now. Need to start doing this stuff through here. All right. So for our header text, let's go ahead and plug this in, and let's do a combined text. And we're going to do view space, and we're going to grab here our video comments document, and we're going to get our subcomments reference number, format compact, which that won't matter, but there we go. And then, oops, So now you see view number of replies, essentially. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm already expanded out. I should be anyway. Here's my expandable app. Go. Expanded view. All right. So now let's go to our list view here, and let's go ahead and query. And that'll be sub comments. And this is going to our video feed reference. So the parent reference will be the video, the video feed document. Sorry. So it's still the video feed. Since FlutterFlow doesn't allow third level sub collections, so in other words, you can't do like the video feed as a top level collection, and the comments as a second level, and then the sub comments as a third level under the second level comments. Then you have to make associations sideways rather than vertically. I wish they would allow us to do multiple sub-level collections. That would be great, but they don't. So for your variable, just select it'll be your video reference, not your comments reference. But to keep things clean, instead of grabbing it here or here, I would actually go into your video comments document and go to your parent reference here. And then get a list of documents, and we do want to set a filter, and this is where we're going to make the association to the comment that these sub comments are related to. Since again, we can't make a sub list, can't make a third level sub list, we have to make the association somewhere. So we're going to choose our vid main comment reference is equal to, and then we'll choose this right here as vid comments document. This one. Okay. And then order by, let's do again, date decreasing. All right, so now we've got sub comments through here. Okay. So now we just kind of repeat processes here. So what we'll want to do then is we want to grab the column that's encompassing all of that. I guess we could just do it on the row if we wanted to. Doesn't really matter. I'm just going to do it on the column. But we need to grab a document reference to our users and the creator of that sub comment, created by, and that way we can get their information plugged in here. Let's see here. And remember, go ahead and expand that column out like that. And then this will be your comment here. Sub-comments, comment. All right, and then we'll just make this our date when it was posted. Okay. All right. So that is all taken care of now. So that should be good to go. You can change your icon if you want to. You can do whatever you want there. Just gonna leave it the way it is. Okay. So if you're not 1,000 times confused at this point as to what I just did, then more power to you. And I'm happy that you're not totally lost. So that's great. Okay, so now we actually need to add in the ability to make comments. So there's a couple of ways we can go about doing this. And I'm trying to think the best way to do it. Let's just go ahead and get started here, and we'll work through it. So go ahead, back up to your stack. Yeah, you're done with all of that for now. So go to your stack and go ahead and add a container and put that thing down at the bottom. Let's see. Whoops. Okay. Yeah. I want to do this. It's a good question. That is a good question. I'm not sure how I want to achieve this. Go ahead and set, go ahead and figure this, so go ahead and set that to infinite here. And for height, I'm going to do 80. Okay. And just give it a little bit of elevation, kind of make it pop out from the comments underneath it here. All right, what I'm trying to decide is if I want to pass variables or not. It's the right way to do it. Yeah, yeah, I think so. Let's do it that way.